Boy, oh boy, what a show we have this week with...
You embarrassed me.
I did?
I'll explain after you introduce her.
All right, this is my co-host. This is Jackie Martling.
Hi.
And we're continuing with the terrific comedian Chris Monty. And we are
A graduate of Peters College.
Stand-Up University, where you go to start out in stand-up comedy, standupuniversity.com. Thank you for the plug. And our proudest graduate here, Chris Monty.
Well, I don't know about proudest.
Well,
I think he actually did say that. To a lot of
and
people.
we are so lucky because we have Chris's better half here for this show, his lovely wife, Kristen. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And she's so nice, and you're under no
And
pressure.
I can't believe, and this is probably inappropriate, but I swear to God, you looked over at them and said, big breaths.
Big breaths.
Oh, is that? Oh.
Breaths.
Oh. I thought that was so inappropriate.
All right.
Okay.
Usually I don't have to apologize.
You really did say that.
I don't have to apologize this
So-
early into
You
the
said
show.
breath, I know.
So you said that you were doing a show, and they asked you to participate, and that everybody was getting made up, and she got made up too. which
So
is-
my wife is sitting with Johnny Pretends' Johnny P, up late with Johnny P. It's like a Johnny Carson kind of talk show. I'm a guest and the magician before the show.
That is such sacrilege to say Johnny Potenza and Johnny Carson in the same.
Oh, no. Yeah, but it's a talk show.
God should strike you dead.
So, yeah, but so anyway, I forget the magician's name, but he says hey, to my wife, would you want to be my volunteer during the show tonight, the taping of the show? And they have a little studio audience, and of course she says, sure, I'll do it. Next thing I know, she's in the makeup chair. You know, all the guests on the show get makeup.
am.
She was
I
in the
get my
makeup chair
makeup done?
longer than everything. She's getting everything, her nails done, everything. I'm like, what are you doing? I gotta look good for my TV premiere. I'm like, it's public access. You know?
That's all I got.
Years ago, there was this little Italian guy, Mr. Chiavelli, and he had a terminal disease, and he didn't have long. And his little old wife was freaking out. One day his son comes and says, hey, Pop, it's unbelievable. They got a show on TV called Medic. And if you let them operate on you on TV, you get it for free. And his wife's like, oh, no, we can't do it. How are we going? We can't do it. How are we going to get it? We can't get there. He says, no, Ma, they pick you up, they can't. And they bring the producer over. She says, what am I going to do? I got nothing to wear. I go, how could I do it? No, Mrs. Chiavelli, it's very simple. We just operate on him on the TV show. We'll get you a new dress. You'll come in a limousine. They'll take good care of you, take you out to dinner. You'll be treated like a queen. So they agreed to do it. So they go to do the show, and they wheel the old man. I mean, it's literally part of the studio. They're operating on him on the TV show, and she's in the dressing room, and she's all made up with the lights and everything, and she's, excited. And then the producer comes into the into the dressing room and says, Mrs. Chiavelli, I don't know how to break this to you, but your husband passed away during the operation. She says, that's the showbiz. I've been told that in 50 years. It's the same exact thing.
That's a great joke.
Now,
That's the showbiz.
Kristen,
Yes.
you, let's give Chris a little credit, but mainly you. You're the mom of two wonderful children, and at the time of this taping, a month-old daughter.
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
First
you.
two are boys, girls.
No. We only have two.
Two girls.
We didn't know. We didn't know.
We have
Surprised.
Olivia, a 3.5-year-old, and now we have a 1-month-old.
Oh, so this
We
brings
have
account
two,
to two.
Yeah, we
Olivia-
got married late, Jackie. We got married late.
How late, Chris? Why? Why'd you get married so late?
I'm not asking him ages or anything.
I know. I'm just saying.
It's okay.
You're just
Listen,
bragging that
I've
it still
lived.
works.
I've had a nice.
It still works, but it's getting
Run.
tired.
I understand.
After your first daughter was born, we did a show, and you were so exhausted after the show, you laid down on the seats and
Aw.
couldn't move. And we have a drop-in picture of that. How
Wow.
exhausted you were at the show. Did you know about this? Did you see
Yeah.
that on Facebook?
Yeah, I showed
He
her when
was,
we got
I'm
home.
tired, I'm tired.
I thought you were
It's
asking if she
exhausting.
knew about the baby.
Oh,
Wow.
but you guys seem perfect to me. I mean, Chris loves gambling. You like gambling.
Chris
Well,
likes alcohol.
well,
you like alcohol?
Do you like my Chardonnay?
Took a chance with him.
There's a good one.
Wow. Wow.
But I like to ask, you know, it's
I
not-
want to ask, were you a comic or were you in showbiz or anything?
No, just a teacher.
just a teacher.
No such
No,
thing
He
as
is a
just.
history teacher.
No
No,
such
no,
thing
no,
as
that-
just
that-
a teacher.
Teachers are the
Never say
best.
just before they say
That's
teach.
right. Never say just. But
So when you met him, was he still trying to graduate from 8th grade?
No.
I didn't graduate
Actually,
yet.
when I met you, I was still doing therapy. I was a therapist for many years before I became a teacher.
Yep.
So-
She was a special needs therapist, and then after we were dating for a little while, she got a teacher offering, and she took the job. You know, she.
Right.
but as a therapist, that helps Chris.
Yes, it did. Totally.
Now,
Wow.
tell me, it's not easy being married to a comedian. The late hours, first of all, right? I mean,
Were you married before you became a comic?
No.
No, he was a
No,
comic.
he's doing this for what, 20-something years?
Oh, yeah, we're only married 5 years.
Yeah, we're only married 5
Yeah,
years.
he got
As I said, we got married late.
We got married later.
he got
Totally.
married really late.
Yeah. I mean, I am younger. Than
No,
him.
you are.
No.
Yeah, you're younger.
I'm not going to ask you how old you are. I know that's what you're dying for, somebody to ask you how old you are.
No, I won't. I'll tell you how old I am. You want me to tell you?
I don't want to know.
All right.
I do.
I have
71.
You look good.
Just said that to make Jackie feel bad.
You don't have to. I already
Now,
do.
you've been to a lot of his shows, but I mean now, you must know his acts pretty well, so it's kind
Yes.
of and you have 2 daughters. So
Wait, that's the lead question. When you met him, had you already seen him work?
She met me at a show.
I met him at a show. And I have
Groupie.
I've seen comics obviously throughout my life, but I've never seen someone like him. And I said to my friends, I just have to go shake this guy's hand and just say you're phenomenal. Because that's the only word that came to my mind was phenomenal. And it's true.
I was
It's
doing
true.
all my single guy material then, too.
No, he was really, really different and just great. So I just went up and I had to shake his hand.
and I know what you said to
So
him.
at what point in the middle of all these compliments did you say, will you marry me?
You know
no,
what?
he actually gave me his card, old school.
Oh, wait a minute.
You gave her your
You Wait, she's telling the end of the story. This is what happened.
I didn't know how
Jackie,
long we
No,
had.
that
Jackie,
was perfect.
I always go to the, like Jackie used to do. I always go to the bar for a post show cocktail and say goodnight to the audience when they're leaving. And they came out. She was with her sister and her friend, and they came out and they stopped to talk to me. We were talking, and you guys want to have a drink? They said, no, thank you. We're gonna go. We just wanted to tell you it was great and everything. And so her sister and their friend were prodding her. Give him your number. Give him your number.
Right.
She was very uncomfortable. I could see in her face when she was very uncomfortable.
Well, you're on the spot. you
So
know.
I said, look, here's my card. It has my number,
Right.
my email, my Facebook, and all the information
So
you need.
she has the option.
If you feel like you want to shoot me a text or call me and you want to get a cup of coffee or a drink, call. That's what I did. It wasn't like, hey,
but
here's my
It
card.
was so awkward because he said, "Call my manager." if you
Yeah.
want to get in touch with me."
Oh no, she had to call my manager.
Because that was so wrong. And the first thing she said you were a unique comedian. You'd never seen somebody who apologized after every joke. I think that's wonderful. No, but you guys seem perfect for each
No,
other.
that's a very nice story.
No,
And,
that is a nice
Yeah, and
story.
that I always do too. You know, you give somebody, very often I would take a picture with a girl or a guy too. You know, take a picture and give them my card and say, if you want, if you want a copy of the picture, email me or text me or whatever. Because sometimes people
Right.
don't have a camera and they
Right.
say, oh man, I'd really like to get a picture. And like, yeah, it's not. I guess I'm a whore, but I'm not. You know, it's like.
So,
You
Chris,
appreciate the people that come to see you.
Right.
You just really
There's
do.
plenty of times too. I meet a couple afterwards and they're so nice, and I go, listen, next time I'm here, you call me. I'll leave tickets for you next time. You want to, because they got fans now.
yeah, I usually walk those people to their car because if you stay with them long enough, they'll give you a
to the
compliment.
diner. And,
Yeah. You take a coin. You guys want a diner? Well, I'm going to for a burger.
Kristen, tell me the truth. How does your family feel about Chris and being married to a comedian?
They love him.
They
wanna-
do?
They do.
I mean, they do?
They,
They
no,
do.
they do. They really do. Actually, they're big fans too. They go to the shows as much as they
wait,
can. But
did
now,
you say you've been married 5 years?
yeah,
Married 5 together, 6.5, 7.
yeah, 7. Mm-hmm.
And your family likes Chris?
Oh
They're
yeah.
groupies.
They are.
Like
wow.
they'll
My parents and their friends.
yeah, they'll show up at my shows and they're like, then they'll be like, "Are you doing anything new tonight?" I'm like, "No."
And they leave.
Well, they don't. They like to try and show up unannounced because they want to see the material about them, which I never do when they're there. So it's like, "Oh, you gonna do the jokes about me tonight?" No. Oh, and so now all of a sudden, I'll know they're coming, but they'll sometimes try and sneak into the show so they see if I do jokes about them.
Does Kristen know about the jokes you do about her?
Yes.
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 Oh, I was hoping to start a
Now,
fight.
what nationality are you?
She's
Ger-
100% German
German.
descent, my wife.
I think I should make commission off the joke.
Yes.
That's
yes,
what I
yes,
always
yes.
tell him.
You got my sperm.
my
Oh my goodness.
my nephew and my niece.
2 children.
For Christmas a couple of years ago, and probably 5 years ago, or more, gave me a set of not butter plates, smaller plates, not dinner plates, but the next one down, a set of 8,
Like coffee cake and stuff.
and like a dessert plate, and each of them had one of my punchlines.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
that's a good one.
So fun.
That's
And
a
of course,
good
and
So
now
it's what,
they-
2 plates?
Then they break, and then they start to fade out. But I mean,
You can't use
my
them.
niece and my nephew know my act better than I do.
Right.
And of course, they're the dirtiest jokes.
Yeah.
They're so
Oh,
great.
that's so nice.
Great.
That's
Did you
sweet.
guys ever think about having a gender reveal party? You didn't want to do that?
He would not do it.
No, I wouldn't do it. I didn't want to know the sex of either child either because there's no surprises left in life, and that's a little nature surprise. Why? What's the difference?
Yeah, I never could understand.
Even with this one, Jackie, we had the second one. We didn't know the sex, right? And then it's her sister and my sister. The baby came in October, and back in August, her sister and my sister were like, "Well, just tell us."
I had the envelope.
We have the envelope. Give
I
us
had
the
the
envelope so we can look, so we can start buying clothes. And I go, we have a ton
They
of-
give you an envelope.
Yes.
They gave my wife the
I
envelope.
asked for the envelope.
I still have it.
I
It's
would have
here.
liked to have known maybe for the second one just to prepare because if it was a boy, we had nothing.
No, it
But
didn't. It didn't
we've
matter.
decided not to do it.
Because even if it
so-
was a boy, which I was hoping for this time, but even if it wasn't a boy, it was a boy. We have so many gender-neutral clothes for an infant. Because my daughter, I'm a sports
have about
fan.
8
My
outfits.
daughter has Islanders, Jets, Mets, all the stuff.
Right,
and
right,
I-
right.
You're a cross-dresser anyway.
Yes, and I'm a cross-dresser anyway. So not anymore. Not since Me Too.
Nowadays, you get the envelope that says, "We won't know till high school." You know.
Well, that was John Pizzi who told me a joke. He said, I went to a gender reveal party the other day. I was the only one that showed up naked.
That's a great show.
John
That is a
Pizzi,
great
not me.
show.
That's John
a
Pizzi.
great- I
So
love his
does Chris help with the babies?
Honestly, yes, he's fabulous.
does.
He is. He's really a great dad.
Thank
I
you.
wasn't sure how this was going to play out. No, but he really is fabulous.
But do
He
they
really is.
charge infants at Belmont to bring them in?
No, they
We
get it
haven't
for free.
tried yet.
They get it for free.
Are you really a gambler?
Yeah, I go to the track and I go to the casino. I play so many casinos that I'm just when I'm, you go to a casino, you got all that time. You do a 30-minute show, and then you got the next night.
I worked at the Riviera so many times, and I just never, ever get. Once in a while, I do the thing with the poker, where you're sitting at the bar. Mm-hmm. Because we went to, the whole Stern Show went to Atlantic City for the weekend one time. And it was so crowded, and we finally wanted to play, and we couldn't. We didn't get a room. Me and Nancy came late, and we couldn't get a room. And the only way we could get a room was if we gambled enough.
Yeah.
So we started playing $75 a hand blackjack, and we're playing, and we're winning. But it's not how much you win; it's how long you play.
Right.
And we had played, I guess, an hour or an hour and a half of $75 a hand. And they came over and tapped us on the shoulder and said, "You've earned yourself a room," because they knew we were with the show and blah blah
Right.
blah. So all of a sudden we're ahead $2,500. I said, "Let's get out of here," And we went up to a room and turned on TV. I said, "We're in Atlantic City. We're watching television in our room at 11:30." So we went back down and gambled until we lost every penny, and then we went to bed.
Right, that's
and
what
I
you do.
realized that you never can win. Either you're playing with their money, or
Self-control.
you're trying to get yourself out of the hole.
Yeah.
Right.
Self-control.
Self-control. But yeah, it's hard, because what I would like to do is after the show, have a cigar. They used to have at the Borgata, the B bar. Now you can't smoke since COVID. They've taken the smoking sections and minimalized them, but the bars they don't want you. But I used to like to have the video poker on the bar, so I would sit there, put my card in, light my cigar, get a bourbon, and just play, you know, and whatever. Be up 100, down 100,
Fun.
up 500 sometimes, whatever. But the cigar kills a lot of time because it takes a while to smoke. But now you can't smoke it anymore, so now I'm just going and losing it fast.
Those are
And-
my favorite shows to go to, like the casino or the
Oh,
fun
all
ones. 'Cause
right.
then I get away for a night or so, and I get to have
That's
fun.
nice. But now it's harder because you got two little
It is
ones.
going to be really hard.
Yeah.
Who's
I
going to
know.
be the disciplinarian among the two of you? You are? I
I'm
don't
bad
think so.
cop,
I
she's
don't
good
think-
cop.
I don't think so. I don't see
No,
that.
I'm bad cop sometimes.
She gives
But
in.
I
Oh,
mean-
you give in?
She gives in. Whenever Olivia pulls a little of this, she go, okay, it's okay, honey, it's okay. And I'm like, I took that away from her for a reason, you know, and so.
That's my
It's
Jack
a balance.
Daniels.
Yeah.
Kristen, what
Yes.
grade do you teach?
6th grade. Special
Oh,
ed.
so you know how to control.
I'm in
kids.
middle school. Yeah.
Okay, that's the toughest grade,
Yep.
6th, 7th, because
8th. I did 6th, 7th, and 8th.
those middle school
I
is the
would say,
toughest.
yeah. 6th,
without
they're
a
still
doubt.
very cute and innocent.
Yeah.
7th.
My 6th grade
and 8th
teacher, I still
graders.
have it, said, Jack is a bright student, but sometimes his humor tends towards making fun of others. I have that.
so funny.
Mrs. Devine.
Does Chris ever bring bad shows? He doesn't have bad shows, so maybe this question, but I mean, does he ever come home after a show cranky because of how the show went? Can you tell how the show went by how he behaves when he gets home?
No, I think it's more of the drive
Oh,
for
okay.
him. The drive
The
home.
long
He
drives
travels so
aggravate me.
much. Like I hit traffic, then he gets all mad. I'm like, so how was your show?
There's
Yeah.
nothing worse than, we
Yeah.
just talk about the GW Bridge. There's nothing worse than when you spent, 2 extra hours getting to the gig, and then all of a sudden you go, all right, it's 11:30 at night.
And
I live 45 minutes from this thing in Jersey.
So in 45 minutes you're going to be in your bed.
I'm going to be
and
home, or I'm going to be on the couch
and
at
you're
home watching.
sitting there.
And then all of a
and
sudden,
sitting.
upper level's closed,
Right.
and it's backed up, and you go, and then, you just want to kill someone.
Infuriating.
And then it takes
Yeah.
you longer to get home than it took you to get there.
In August,
Then he
I
comes
drove
home
all the
kinda-
way to Boston, and
Then I come
when
home
you're
what?
on
In a bad mood
95,
from that.
95 is like 5 rush hours. Unless you leave at 11 in the morning, it's 5, and say, but at least I'm going to get there after the show on Saturday
Right.
night or Sunday night. I'm going to cruise home, and I leave to cruise home, and 91 is completely shut down for construction.
Right.
So and that's that you're just watching the clock tick.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
There's
People
5
don't-
lanes going into one, and then the minute you get past that, it's
Or then it's the opposite where I go, you know what? I'm taking a room because I just don't want to be in the car tonight. And then I sit in my bed and I am awake and it's 3 in the morning and I'm like, I could have been pulling into my driveway right now. And now I got to do that 4-hour drive.
That's
tomorrow.
why I always drive home, because I know I'm going to get in the bed and I'm going to be all psyched up. And
Yeah.
it's
People
like,
don't. You understand, but people say, "Oh, you only work 45 minutes a night." No, the travel and you get and you can't. It's not a vacation if you're doing the show that night, even though.
That's what she always says to me. Like when I'm going to Atlantic City, I'm doing this. She goes, "Oh, nice little life you have."
Yeah.
I go, "Yeah, but I gotta perform." "Oh yeah, so you do your 20 minutes and then you're gonna be smoking your
People
cigar in
have
the
no
casino."
idea.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for him on those nights.
You
At
don't
all.
relax. It's not the same as relaxing on
People
vacation.
have no idea.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to all hang out, we're going to have fun, and then you're going to go up. And that's not, it's funny because everybody anticipates when you're waiting to go on. Nobody goes, well, this is going to be killer. Let me just sit down and read a book until I go on. And Chris Rock said something so funny. Chris Rock said, comics don't get paid for doing the show. They get paid for the 20 minutes before they go on. And I think about him every time because it's not that you're nervous, you're anticipating what could happen,
Right, you're in thought, yep.
No, it's true. It's true. But it's all part of it. I said sometimes it's a 10 and 12-hour day just to do a 45-minute set.
It's true.
You
It's
know?
absolutely true. And
Yeah.
you understand it.
I see it. I live it.
I remember a story with you. Remember
Oh,
you. Remember our story?
The time he came home after a good show?
No. we were working together in somewhere in Pennsylvania. We just drove in together and drove out together. It was a gig I got from a friend of mine's parents who lived in a retirement community. And nice place. They offered us dinner and everything. So we go and I open up and he's going to close. And I do my half hour 35 and he's going to do 45, 50 and we're done. And
Oh yeah.
I get off stage, I introduce him, he hands me a little piece of paper, and I'm thinking,
This is
he
true.
wrote a tag
I
for one of my
remember, I'll never
jokes.
forget.
Right? And I get the little piece of paper, and now I go back and I go to the bar, I get my bourbon and watch his set, and I'm gonna sit and enjoy Peter Bales, and I open it up, and it says, don't leave the room, I may get off in 5 minutes. And I didn't know what the hell that meant. And I'm just like, what? So now I'm like looking at him, and he's not Peter Bales. The mic is still in the mic stand. He didn't do the clean pull out and how you doing? He's just standing with the mic in the mic stand talking. And so the show goes on, the mic comes out, he kills for 45 minutes, then proceeds to sell books and make extra money. And we're driving back home, and I go, Pete, what was the note? And he goes, I've been having these anxiety attacks on stage, and I have to walk off stage sometimes.
So
You want to know?
so
you
it
want
was
to know
for
what-
real.
It was for real.
It was
and
when
I
you
w-
got
I know
engaged
what I
to
was?
Peaches.
I was an undiagnosed type 2 diabetic, having low blood sugar and not knowing it.
Oh wow.
Oh, you know what? I never
would
got
do
the
it.
result. I just thought you were having,
My
change of
God,
life.
I think
I
that
thought
was
he had
a
diarrhea.
change of life. But you guys talk about taking the room. Have you ever had this happen to you? You work a show and you get a room, and I was with another comic, and he says to the booker, I don't need the room. Just give me the money for the room. And then after the show, the comedian comes up to you and goes, I'm really tired. You mind if I crash in your room? I mean, that is just...
They give you the money for the room?
Really?
Some bookers will do that. And then the
But
comedian goes,
usually the room's like $20 because you get the last room at the end of the hall,
Right.
with a broken sink and no air.
Or the TV doesn't work.
Oh, that's my Villa Roma. There's you work Villa Roma, right? Peter, the lodge, right? You got. As soon as I check in, I go, I don't want room 271. Oh, well, we're overbooked. That's all we have for the comic. I go, there's no fridge and there's no television. I could do without the fridge, but I can't stare at four walls after my show because I'm staying.
Right.
I need a TV, and I'm not going to sit and watch my phone all night because I'm old school. I want to watch the
We
television.
went with him one night with Olivia.
Oh, I brought my
TV
daughter
didn't
up.
work.
No TV, no fridge
fridge
with my
didn't
daughter.
work.
Man.
Luckily,
I'm
she'll
like,
sit
oh.
and play with my phone all night.
wow.
But me and her were like
Yeah.
looking at each other like, what are we doing now?
It's always nightmares, and a real lot of guys won't give you the money for the room.
oh, yeah. So, Kristen, final question.
Yes.
Would you do it again with this big lug?
Do
I
what?
would.
Of
Yeah.
course.
What,
Look
what
how
are you talking
happy
about?
they
That's an
are.
open-ended question. Have a child, get married. What are you talking about?
All of it? Yes.
All of it.
All
Yeah.
the above.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You guys are perfect together.
Thanks.
Oh,
So
well.
were you a teacher
Very
when
lucky. No, I'm joking.
when you met him? Were you a teacher already?
I was a therapist for children with behavioral.
Oh, so the changeover happened since.
since we were dating.
And
Yeah.
they
Oh,
are
when we were
perfect
dating.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Well, it was
Well,
real
which
quick.
is-
It was fun when we were dating, Jackie, because she was a therapist and she didn't
My
start
day didn't
working
start till
until
3
kids
because I
came
did
home
after
from school.
school therapy.
You know what I'm saying? She didn't start work until 3, 4 o'clock
Yeah,
in the
but who
afternoon.
has to
so
have
we
a-
hung out every night.
Who
you
has
know?
to pay a
Right,
copay?
right,
Go
We
in the
hung out
car,
till
do
3 in the
whatever,
morning. It was
and then
great.
she could sleep until 1 o'clock. So then all of a sudden, 6 months into us dating,
Yeah.
now it's 9:30. She's like, I gotta go to sleep. But I'm like, I just came over after a show. I want to have a couple drinks
Right,
and hang
right,
out.
right.
Oh, I'm too tired. I gotta get up at 7 in the morning.
Yeah,
you know?
but here's my joke. I don't know if people heard it. She
Yes.
was really a therapist. I mean, when you had sex first, he had to have a copay. Which I thought was so unfair. We're overtime, right? I'm getting the. All right. Kristen, thank you.
See how fast it
Thank
goes?
you.
Thank you for
Yeah, that
coming
was fun.
on. You are terrific.
Thank you.
And Chris Monty, you are the best.
I
Thanks
think
for
we
having
haven't-
me.
We haven't even begun to dig into
I
them.
know.
Let's keep.
This has been Jackie.
Have you got to
the,
catch a
Maybe we should
bus?
keep rolling. No.
No.
Jackie the
I have a
Joke
car.
Man Martling. I'm Peter Bales. We will see you next time
And they're
Thanks.
going to be back. We're going to do another one.
on Stand Up Memories.
Or else I'll have to talk to you. That was a pretty good episode.
A new episode every Wednesday with me, Peter Bales, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, comedians, interesting people. Leave a comment. We'll get. What am I saying?
I don't know.
We're gonna get back to you. We will respond to your comment.
StandUpMemories.com. If you go there, it shows all the different
Oh,
platforms.
Spotify, we're on everything.
Every Wednesday.
Stand Up Memories,
Every Wednesday.
a new episode.